Hello. I always wondered how different is my Leica 15mm f1.7 lens from a classic full-frame 28mm lens in terms of field of view. Today I did a quick test using the Thypoch 28mm f1.4 lens on Lumix S9, shooting side by side against the Leica 15mm on Lumix G9. The difference is minuscule. Both are very sharp lenses with very bright maximum aperture. In terms of field of view, the Leica 15mm is slightly tighter but has more height. The Thypoch 28mm is wider and flatter, obviously, due to aspect ratio difference of Micro Four Thirds 4:3 versus full frames 3:2. Overall, the difference is not very visible. If I just crop both images to the same aspect ratio, it would be very difficult to tell which one is shot on 28 and which one is 30mm full frame equivalent field of view. Can't help but notice the Thypoch 28mm has a greener color with a little bit blue color casting in vignetting. The Leica 15mm has a great vignetting control. It doesn't have vignetting as a native lens, obviously, and it tends to show more magenta tone. Both lenses have color fringing well under control, means they don't have color fringing. Those tree branches are kept very clean with both lenses. In terms of bokeh, obviously, the full frame has a huge advantage. 2 stops to be exact. You can see the difference is very noticeable when shooting subject from a little distance. Selfie-style bokeh also confirms full-frame superiority. Here, it is very clear that the Leica has a magenta tone. I'm not sure if it's the camera's color science difference or the lens's coating. I think it's more due to lens's difference. Thypoch creates a very natural, warm color, which is very nice, very pleasing to see, to look at. Unfortunately, its manual focus lens is very difficult to focus on myself. Wait, the S9 has a flippy screen. I forgot to use the flippy screen. Never mind. I'm stupid. Now, in this pair of photos, I manually set focus at minimum focusing distance on both lenses. Surprisingly, it is the Leica 15mm f1.7 that produces bigger, rounder bokeh balls. The background is more disintegrated into a blur. Interesting. This is because the Leica 15mm focus as close as 0.2 meters, while the Thypoch 28mm lens focuses only as close as 0.4 meters. So by nature, the Leica 15mm f1.7 can generate more background separation while it's closer to the subject. So Leica 15mm actually has a big advantage shooting super close up, despite being Micro Four Thirds. Thypoch 28mm minimum focusing distance of 0.4 meter is impressive as a Leica M-mount lens, as most of those lenses only focus as close as 0.7 meter. But when compared to Micro Four Thirds, it shows its shortcoming. Cool, today we learned that there isn't much difference between 30mm and 28mm in terms of field of view. The Leica 15mm f1.7 can be regarded as a premium substitute for 28mm focal length in Micro Four Thirds collection. Cool. I wonder why don't they make 14mm f1.7 lens or 14mm f1.2 lenses? Those could be really interesting. Just in general, like in modern mirrorless lens collection, people rarely make 28mm lens anymore. I don't understand why is that. There's a lot of 35mm f1.4, f1.8. There's a lot of 24mm f1.4, f1.8, f2, whatever. But people, they just don't make 28mm. I don't understand why. They should make more 28mm. Alright, that's my rant. Thank you for watching. Ciao.